Akbar and Birbal stories are very famous and popular in India. Birbal was one of the 9 jewels of the Mughal Emperor Akbar, the Great. By virtue of his wit, wisdom and subtle humor, Birbal became the most trusted courtier of King Akbar. However, many courtiers were jealous of Birbal's star-like rise to fortune and power. They always tried to plot his downfall. In Birbal, Akbar found a true sympathizer and a friend. The witty and humorous exchanges between them have become a part of the rich tradition of Indian folk tales. For generations, Akbar-Birbal stories have delighted children and grown-ups alike. Some of the stories are presented here with colorful illustrations. Hope you all will enjoy watching these interesting stories. The Old Woman's Money Bag. Once upon a time, an old woman David to go on a pilgrimage. She went to her neighbor, named Vishnu, and requested him to keep her bag full of money. But Vishnu refused to keep the bag and suggested that she bury it herself at a safer place. The old woman decided to bury the money bag near an old neem tree, at a small distance from her house. Vishnu, who was a wicked man, secretly saw the place where the old woman had buried the money bag. When the woman left for pilgrimage, Vishnu went there at night and dug out the money bag. In its place, he buried another similar bag containing copper pieces. After a few days, the old woman returned from pilgrimage. She went to the neem tree to dig out her money bag. She took it out. When she opened it, she was shocked to see copper pieces instead of gold coins in it. She started crying bitterly. The old woman had heard a lot about Birbal's intelligence. So, she went to Birbal and told him the whole story. Birbal consoled her and promised to help her. He called Vishnu to the court and inquired about the missing money bag. However, Vishnu refused to know anything about the bag. He said, "Sir, I don't know anything about the bag." Birbal called the village tailor. Upon seeing him, Vishnu's face turned pale. The tailor immediately recognized the bag and said, "This is the bag which Vishnu had brought to me." So, Vishnu was caught. He accepted his guilt. He apologized to Birbal and said, "Please forgive me for my wrongdoing." Birbal asked him to return the old woman's money bag containing the gold coins. She was happy. She praised Birbal for his wit and thanked him for his timely help. The Obstinate Child. Once King Akbar became very angry with Birbal, since Birbal was late to the court. When he asked Birbal the reason for being so late, he said, "My lord, my child had stopped me. He was not letting me come." But Akbar was not satisfied with his answer. In order to convince Akbar, Birbal told him that he would act as a child and Akbar should try his best to satisfy his demands. Akbar allowed him to act as child. So, Birbal began to throw tantrums like a spoiled child. He got onto Akbar's lap. Akbar tried his best to make Birbal, the child, happy, but all his efforts proved to be useless. Crying bitterly, Birbal asked for a sugarcane. When the sugarcane was brought, he asked Akbar to chop it into small pieces. Although Akbar was irritated, he chopped the sugarcane into small pieces. The next moment, Birbal started crying still louder, asking Akbar to join the sugarcane pieces into the original piece again. Finally, Akbar believed Birbal. He admired Birbal's wit. Birbal had made him understand that it was really very difficult to handle a stubborn child. One day, Emperor Akbar asked his courtiers to give suitable answers to his 3 questions. Akbar asked the following questions. What is it that exists today and shall remain so even tomorrow? What is it that exists today and shall not be there tomorrow? What is it that doesn't exist today, but shall be there tomorrow? All courtiers tried their best to answer these questions. But Akbar was not satisfied with their answers. When Birbal was asked, he said, "Your Majesty, in order to get suitable answers to your questions, you'll have to accompany me to the town in disguise." Akbar and Birbal disguised themselves as saints and reached the marketplace. First, they went to a shop and asked the shopkeeper to donate 1,000 rupees to build a school. The shopkeeper gladly agreed. As they left the shop, Birbal said to Akbar, "Your Highness, we have got the answer to your first question. Whatever the shopkeeper has today shall remain with him. Also, his good intentions would help him earn in the future as well." As they went ahead, they came across a beggar who was enjoying some food. He had got it as alms. Birbal asked him to share his food with them. He became angry and refused to share his food. Birbal turned to Akbar and said, "Your Majesty, here is the answer to your second question. The selfishness of the beggar will not let him have in the future what he has got today." Now, they walked further. At some distance, he saw a hermit meditating under a tree. Birbal offered him some money, but the hermit refused to take it and said, "I am not interested in worldly pleasures." Birbal said, "Your Majesty, you have got the answer to your third question. Today, this holy man has sacrificed the worldly pleasures, but in his next birth, he would be able to enjoy them. He further said, "You too have a good life as an emperor. Because of your good deeds of the past, you'll have such a life in the future too. If you continue to be good and helpful to others." The emperor was satisfied with Birbal's answers and appreciated his wisdom.